So just a warning, there's not a lot of training footage from this week, so mostly discussion in the video. So if you want to check out the training log, please follow the link to my Elite FTS training log. Anyway, here I'm doing some one-handed hanging, working on desensitizing my thumbs and trying to do it in a much faster fashion than when I've done it in the past. Because it's been I haven't done these since my surgery several months ago, and want to get back up to speed. And I'll discuss why in just a minute. So I started this, I believe this was on Wednesday after polling, because I realized I have to make some changes. Deadlift problems. So this is not meant as an excuse session. We're actually talking about basically a path forward for me, and also answering some questions I thought I answered in the meet video, but why I did conventional at the last meet, where I'm at right now, and some current struggles, and what I'm trying to do to overcome them. So for those that don't know, I've had surgery on both arms. I've got a nervous system disorder in combination with some past mobility issues that basically have destroyed both my elbows. So this is post-surgery. This is my arm here. You can see not anywhere close to straight. Straight's about 6 inches over for me. And this is the limit of my mobility here. So you can see eating or drinking is a bit of a challenge. Touching my head, I can't do, buttoning shirts, reaching lots of stuff anywhere close is a challenge for me. And I'm also missing the bicep here. So you'll see here when I rotate my arm, the bicep head doesn't move. So that was a result of over-under sumo, and basically this big preacher curl type issue I've got puts a lot of stress on that, and I blew that out. So deadlifting is my best damn lift, and so I've got to figure out a way to pull this together. So I tried doing hook grip for a couple of years, never quite got where I wanted, and then so I went ahead and scheduled surgery on this side. Not really required surgery, so it was a ton of money out of pocket to get this arm straight. It is straighter than the other one, so we did have some success there. So I've gone to over-under this way. So surgery was just a couple months ago, and it's still causing me some pain when I pull with that lever on there. So that's why I ended up going conventional last meet, because I hadn't pulled sumo really much that training cycle. And the straight arm pull doesn't put, without that against my arm, and basically that, like I said, the preacher curl type effect, doesn't have as much of a strain, even though it's over under with that non-straight arm. But this last week I said, I'm going to go back and start some sumo pulls again, and so this is a couple days after the meet, and big pop in my bicep. So some tearing that went on, nothing major, nothing detached as far as I know at this point, but big signal that, this just is not going to work, and definitely I can't risk losing my what I call my good arm, so really my only options at this point are to really get this hook grip figured out if I'm going to do sumo, or go over under on a conventional pull, which I've probably done 4 or 5 conventional pull sessions in the last 6-7 years. So I've got a little bit to learn, getting the timing back, getting my setup back, and figuring out where I'm at. I think I could pull pretty decent. The weights felt light. Even that miss, I felt like I was good for a lot more. Hook grip. So the hook grip is a struggle for me, and a lot of people do pretty well at it. But I've got what I call Shrek hands, and they're short, fat, bloated hands. And I seem to hold a lot of edema in my hands as well. And I've played around with diet supplementation changes, and they can have minimal effects, but nothing has really gotten it completely fixed. I think some of it may be related to how much trauma I've got upstream that's causing some of that. There's also a lot of muscle mass physically in my hands too. So if I go to do the actual hook grip, I end up with zero bar space. So it really is actually just an overhand. So you can see I can barely touch my thumb, and we still don't have room space for the bar, and I'm just touching my thumb at this point. So that's why that's a challenge for me. So there's a lot of things that I play around with. Again, not excuses. This stuff I try to work through and try to figure out, how do I overcome this all the time? So I use local anti-inflammatories, play around with ice treatment, do a lot of this stuff leading into a meet, which does helps get some of that water out of my hands and get the bloat down, so that my grip usually is better come meet time. But those are some of the things. So that's where I'm at right now. That was really kind of a blow this week, going, I'm trying to figure out a way, trying to figure out a path, but it keeps narrowing down. And at this point, I've got two options really. I just can't risk the over-under on the sumo, despite throwing a bunch of money at trying to get a surgery to fix that so it'd be feasible. So anyway, long story short, that's where we're at. I've got to work on get the desensitization back up in my thumbs, get the bloat out of my hands, but at the same time start working on my conventional setup, so that I don't know which way I'm going to be pulling when it comes to GPA Worlds at this point. And it's really what I'm going to be figuring out over the next month and a half. So yeah, I didn't take any deload. I was back in the gym Monday following the meet. Got in the gym late, so I just jumped to 315 immediately, hit a bunch of reps. Actually, this is the second set here with that. So nothing too impressive there. Like I said, I came in Wednesday, did some pulling, didn't work out the way I wanted. Thursday did my high rep day, and then took the weekend off for some family time.